what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. This was quite a week where CNN remained convinced that Hunter Biden is fighting his urges to snort that Parmesan off the floor and get high, all in order to save democracy.
He is very open about the fact that he is an addict. He was very much off the wagon when a lot of this happened. And part of what he is trying to do, he's saying here, is stay clean for himself, for his family, for his father, and he believes for politics, which is democracy.
Begs the question, what happened to democracy when Hunter was high and his dad was Veep and the foreign money was just rolling in? These leftist media types really don't like any blame being put on a Biden, and they'll simply lie to protect them.
The Hur report was very clear that there was not enough evidence to bring charges against President Biden, and that ultimately there was not enough. That is what the Hur report said. Congressman, that is exactly what the Hur report said. Yes, it is. It said that there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough evidence to bring charges.
I don't think she read that report. Despite Kristen Welker's false repeated claims, the special counsel report never said that there wasn't enough evidence to bring charges. In fact, it claims tons of evidence. It just said that Joe's too senile to go on trial. But the leftist media always has to protect Democrats, and they'll stoop pretty low to do it. To the leftist media, the worst thing about Laken Riley's murder is Republicans mentioning that the suspect is an illegal alien.
The murder of a college student in Georgia and the immigration status of her alleged killer have thrown new fuel into the heated debate over the U.S. southern border.
Conservatives and right-wing media link the Biden administration's immigration approach with Riley's death.
Republicans obviously seizing on this horrific tragedy, and they're seizing on this as an example of Biden's failure.
Ignore the facts about these crimes, otherwise it might lead you to blame Democratic policies, and they certainly don't want that. They always seem to try to place all blame for everything on, well, you guessed it, Donald Trump.
Former President Donald Trump joined the chorus playing, hyperbolizing the current border crisis as Biden's border invasion on Truth Social.
Donald Trump knows how to take advantage of a situation like this and exploit it.
Now, this week, the Supreme Court announced that they'd hear the case on presidential immunity as it relates to Jack Smith's criminal charges against Trump. And naturally, that decision left the liberal media enraged that this could further delay the case. So those journalists actively lobbied the Supreme Court for a quick judgment.
So they'll take this up in late April. They'll hear arguments. A decision could come weeks later. Devin Dwyer leading us off. Devin, thank you. Let's get right to ABC News Supreme Court contributor Kate Shaw. Kate, a couple of quick questions for viewers at home tonight trying to make sense of it all. What does history tell us about how quickly the Supreme Court might decide this?
Well, David, under normal circumstances, a case like this probably would be decided at the end of June. But there is definitely precedent for the court moving much faster in a case like this. And here I think the court can and should move more quickly.
Wow. Well, I'm sure the Supreme Court is impressed with what she thinks they should do. The leftists clearly want to dictate all the rules and destroy the republic, which is why they really don't like the Electoral College.
Since 1992, Republicans have won the popular vote one time. So what do you do if you know you're going to lose it? You've lost the country. You're not going to change anything. You're just going to keep denying elections, and they're trying to perfect it now.
I know, yeah. Well, first thing you do is you gerrymander the hell out of everything, right?
Not right, wrong. In 48 of the 50 states, the winner of the state's popular vote receives all of the state's Electoral College votes, so you can't gerrymander that. MSNBC seems to be full of morons. Mitch McConnell announced he's stepping away from leadership this week, so MSNBC took the opportunity to lie about him.
Through now, McConnell, as all of our viewers will remember, was one of the most vocal proponents of protecting the filibuster for legislation, a 60-vote threshold for legislation, despite being perfectly comfortable lowering it for Supreme Court nominations and for other nominees.
I guess MSNBC completely forgot it was Democratic leader Harry Reid that removed the filibuster for lower court nominees, and McConnell's warning that he might come to regret that.
I thought I knew Senate procedure. None of us knew that you could stop Merrick Garland, a Senate nominee, at the beginning. It was February, the beginning of a re-election year.
Really? Did none of us know that?
I thought I knew Senate procedure.
Or maybe just those that work at MSNBC didn't know. You got to be real careful. There's a lot of very fragile brains on the left, it seems. That's why Biden skipped a Super Bowl interview with a real reporter and recently went for a tongue bath on a late night show.
I love seeing him in the late night arena. Obama was so good at this. President Obama used
Well, he was a pro at everything.
Yeah, but I just think...
Yes, he was.
Uniquely, like, so we can all agree at the table, because the list is politics differ, the charisma, the ability to connect with people.
The Riz.
Oh, he has the Riz, just like Obama. And just like the IRS under Obama cracked down on Tea Party groups, The View seems to have big dreams as of late for Joe.
You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president? What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, he could.
I like how the audience of The View just starts idiotically clapping. Biden could jail all these Republicans, yay! Yet it's these leftist media types that always see those that disagree with Biden as the threats to democracy.
And Tom, we'll start with you. Why are white rural voters a threat to democracy at this point? You would think, as we pointed out, looking at Joe Biden's background and Donald Trump's, that the opposite would be true.
I mean, we lay out the fourfold interconnected threat that white rural voters pose to the country. First of all, and we show 30 polls and national studies to demonstrate this. We provide the receipts in Chapter 6. They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and anti-gay geodemographic group in the country. Second, they're the most conspiracist group. QAnon support and subscribers, election denialism, COVID denialism, and scientific skepticism.
Yeah, maybe Biden should jail all the white rural voters that are skeptical of Dr. I am the Science Fauci and all those COVID school shutdowns. And then maybe they could simply buy off the rest of the votes with giving even more college loan forgiveness.
What this means is he could do anything.
Yeah.
He could dismiss everybody's debt.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole bunch of great stuff that could happen.
Sure. Why doesn't he just dismiss the national debt too?
You know, there's a whole bunch of great stuff that could happen.
Programming like that from the left shows you just how desperate they are. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV asking you not to dismiss the opportunity to click on that donate button on the MRC homepage and help keep videos like this one coming. Also visit MRC-TV for the latest in videos, information, and entertainment. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that let you see us. And we'll return next week with another look at leftist media madness.